Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hardik from Emicro Technologies. We are gold partner at Odoo, and as you all may be knowing that we are here gathered today for the topic that says how we can prevent the stockouts for my business, right? So if I shorten down my topic title, I can just see that as advanced purchase ordering and reordering. Of course, we know that reordering is something that is related to any of the business, right? If I'm dealing with some business and I'm having a stockable product, right, then I'm definitely in need of ordering it, and in some, as the business goes on, every time I need to reorder some products, right? So this is one of the basic need for the business who are having a dealing with in a stockable products, right? So let's see what it contains or how it works. Okay, let's move on. Okay, let me start with this one. I'm not reinventing a wheel. Okay, stock reordering. Odoo already has provision for this. We all know this, right? By order point rules. Maybe the person who is sitting over here who is aware with Odoo might be knowing that how Odoo works with reordering, right? Are you aware with this one? How the reordering point rules are working, right? Okay, so Odoo has given the base, right? Odoo already has this, that by the means of order point rules, we can manage our reordering of the goods, right? So what we are doing here, we are adding some spice to this one, right? We are on this base, we are strengthening the module, or we are adding something to make it, adding more details to this one, right? How we are doing this, let's see that. Okay, now we'll come on to this one. Can I just know that anybody from here are any seller? I mean, having a business and selling products? Anybody?
Selling product but without business.
Sorry?
Selling the product but we don't have business.
Okay, you are not an issue. So okay, you are selling a product, right? So a seller, if I just take an example of a seller, right? I can be selling on marketplaces, right? Of course, you can see it on the screen over here. It can be anything, right? Amazon, it can be eBay, it can be the Cdiscount, anything, right? Not necessarily marketplace. I can have an e-commerce store of mine, no. Or either I can go for a physical outlet, or I can be a B2B seller. But reordering the process is applicable to all the people who are selling out the products. Now think of a case, right? We know that based on the order point rules, whenever your stock reaches at some mark, right, Odoo will generate the purchase order for you. We know that if I've set a mark that okay, if my stock goes below 20, okay, go for a purchase order, right? I'm specifically talking for a purchase order in this case, right? So we know that Odoo does this for us. It creates a purchase order for us if my stock goes below a specific mark, right? Now think of a case, what if I want to know in advance that at which dates I might be out of stock? At which dates, I repeat, at which dates I might be out of stock. So I could predict that, okay, at this point of time or at this date, this month or this period, I can be out of stock. So why to wait that, okay, let the stock go below that mark and then we go to make a purchase order. So here, what we are doing is we are trying to predict, okay, at this point of time, I might be out of stock, and then based on that detail, I can place my purchase order accordingly. Now think of another scenario. We know that this is October, November and December. We are having Christmas, right? So think of the peak season where you know that my sale will go boom. right? In that case, I know that from whichever vendor I'm going to purchase the products, there is always a lead time, right? Whenever in normal cases or in the peak hours, we definitely know the product that I'm ordering, it's going to come after 30 days, right? So I am getting to know that, okay, if I want to have the stock for next 30 days, I need to order it from now, right? In that case, this module helps you to identify that, okay, if I want to have stock in December, at which time I'll be out of stock and which are the dates where I can have my stock, right? So in that case, definitely a seller might have high sales frequency, and to maintain the growth, that sales frequency, seller must fulfill sales demand efficiently. So to meet that requirement which is coming in future after 2 months, I need to prepare from now. I cannot wait that, okay, the Christmas has come, still my mark is not reached, so I should not get a purchase order. No, I should be, if I want to know in well advance that, okay, for that part of time, because I know the current stock that I'm having will last for 20 days. But what about that? What about after that? Right? In that case, I must order it, I must prepare it from now, because to a vendor who I'm placing an order, he says that, okay, this is a peak season. I have the orders like you from other sellers also. So he says, no, in normal season, I can give you the stock in 20 days, but this is a peak season. The stock will come in 30 days. So we add 30 days. That is once I place the order. Now think of a situation that due to certain issues, the vendor sent the goods, but due to some situation, the truck didn't reach me in time. So I need to add those buffer days. So think of a season that if I will be trying to order the data in December, when will I be getting that data or the good? So what I can do is from this module, we will be able to know that, okay, for these dates, I will be out of stock. For these dates, stock will be there with me. Now, in that case, if I'm having multiple warehouse, think of a marketplace, Amazon, eBay, Cdiscount. So I can have multiple warehouse. So I can get to know for which warehouse, for this date, I'll be having the stock. For this warehouse, I'll not be having the stock. Right? So based on all those conditions and everything, you try to identify that, okay, if I want my stock to be there for next 60 days, I need to plan it from now. So that is why there's a word that says advanced purchase ordering and reordering. Let's move ahead. So I'm trying to mention some of the common pain points for the sellers. That is, what to order, how much to order, when to order, right? Why? As I said, let's say my product catalog is 1500 or 2000 products with me. I guess now in turn to when it's time that, okay, I need to reorder the goods, right? Just think of, can I decide out of all those 2000 products that which products I need to order it? How I can decide? There are lots of products. People are having 2000, 4000 products and everything, right? So it becomes difficult for a seller that which product do I order it? How much to order? How much to order? I know that I just can't rely that, okay, just based on that, if I'm having a low stock for a good, I just can't just straight away put an order to vendor. Why? Because that product might not be that boom in my catalog. So how much to order for a product and when to order? So that is why I earlier said that we are having those calculations that, okay, based on that we will be able to identify that for which time period you are out of product and for which time period you are in product, you are with stock with your product. So 3 main pain points. Why these 3 main pain points? Because 2 other high risk possibilities. That is, if I'm not sure which product I need to order, it might happen that I'm getting out of stock. I might get out of stock because I'm not sure, okay, I should have ordered this one. I'll realize, oh, I'm not ordered this one because I was not having the clear vision. So in that case, I might go out of stock. Secondly, if I think that, okay, let's order this one in bulk, but I'm not having that clear vision, I'll go overstock. So in both the cases, I am losing money, because if I'm going out of stock, let's take example of Amazon. If you are going out of stock, that means you're not able to supply the goods to the customers, and they are making the ratings down, right? Similarly, if I'm going overstocking, that means my cash is blocked. And so for the goods for which I should have paid money to someone, instead of that, I have blocked my cash for some products which I should have not purchased. So I need to be efficient for fulfilling and refilling, right? To fulfill the goods to customer and to refill the goods to make the supply efficient, right? So due to these 2 points, out of stock and overstock, these two becomes my speed breakers for my business. Okay, so why these kind of hurdles comes to a seller? I mentioned that the seller might have managing a large product catalog. So if I'm having 3,000 or 4,000 of products, I might not able to judge it properly. I might not have that system that, okay, out of the 4,000 of products, which products I need to order so that whenever that time period will come, I'll be having enough stock for my selling. Sellers selling on multiple sales channels, right? If I'm dealing with multiple sales channels such as Amazon, as I mentioned earlier, Amazon, eBay, or if I'm an e-commerce store, so to keep an eye on all those sales channels becomes difficult. So I want a system which tells me automatically that, okay, this is the product is lacking in this warehouse, this is the product, you need to have it in this warehouse. So the system will tell you that, okay, for this time period, you will be having this product. Seller purchasing from vendors. This is a very common point that a seller is facing. That is, a vendor tells you that at least I need 1,000 quantities I can deliver, not less than that, right? Now think about if I'm having 2 to 3 warehouses, right? Now warehouse 1 is not having enough stock, but warehouse 2 is having the stock. So, but the demand that I want to raise from that warehouse is not reaching up to the mark of my vendor. Vendor says, I'll only give you if you give me 1,000 quantities. But I might need only 300 or 400, right? So what I can do is, there can be other warehouse which may need a stock. So this module will give you the details that you can accumulate your data from all the warehouses. Which warehouse is lacking the products? So based on that, it will accumulate and generate a purchase order or a demand. Actually, we are generating a demand from different warehouses. So this comes up with the questions that, okay, how can we choose the right product to be purchased? So based on how I can decide that, okay, this product is to be purchased, or this is to be ordered, or this not to be ordered. See, that is the important point. Which to be ordered, which not to be. Or how can we decide it is the right time to place an order with the vendor for the products? So this module will help you to know that, okay, I'll be out of stock after maybe 20 days, month, something. Okay, so I should be placing the order now. Why? Because the vendor is going to give me after 30 days, right? This is a winter season, or this is a rainy season, so it may take more 10 days to reach. So you can decide that, okay, this is the right time, now I should order it. So what is the solution? Solution is advanced purchase ordering and reordering. So how do we identify this one? So inventory coverage. We need to know what's my coverage. So that is system, that is the model itself will check, system will check the stock of products and tries to identify for how many days the stock will last long, right? So my system itself will try to identify that, okay, for these dates I'll be in stock, for these dates I'll not be. Just let me show you how it represents. So here you can get to know, just for the representation, if you see that these light blue colored marks and consider these as the dates, so this shows that for this given warehouse, of course I might have multiple warehouse, so for this given dates I'll be out of stock. Sorry, I said the wrong one. These are the marks that says I'm in stock, while this marks tells me that for these dates I'll be out of stock. So based on the calculation, I can straight away identify that, okay, these are the dates for which I need to be ready. So, and also this is a warehouse wise report, so you can easily identify that for which warehouse, for which dates, for these products I'll be out of stock or in stock. Of course, there are different options available that we can we might discuss it if you come out over there on the booth. So let me just switch it back. Also, what does the report gives us? The report for products along with the details for next how many days the stock is enough to fulfill the sales demand and for how many days the products are out of stock. That is what I mentioned. Okay, so next thing is I got the data that, okay, for these dates my product will be out of stock. I got that data. I know that for this product I'll be out of stock for this date. But now I want system should tell me that, okay, you should purchase this product. So product recommendation feature. This report recommends you which products you are supposed to buy in order to maintain stock level enough to fulfill next X days demand. So as I mentioned earlier, let's consider the example of, let's say, Christmas, right? So I want to be prepared from now itself. So I can say that, okay, for next 60 days, I need to be with stock. I need to take care. I should not go out of stock. Also, I should not go overstock. So this recommendation will tell you in advance, I repeat in advance that, okay, you should go for a purchase order for these products, right? This report gives you the list of products which are supposed to buy in order to make sure products are not out of stock, also not overstock. I have not mentioned one of the points over here. It also gives you the detail that, let's say there are thousands of products with me. As I said, it gives me a list that, okay, which are products will be out of stock, right? In that case, we are also able to define if that stock goes, if I am having 20% of my stock, then don't show those kind of products to me. Only show those products which are less than 20%. So you can define by that ratio of the products. So based on this feature, you can generate the demand. I have not yet come to the purchase order, but I'll come that based on this data, system will automatically generate the demand for you. Okay, and based on the demand, let me show you. Okay, so this is the screen that we are representing. This is the list of products that tells me, okay, system tells me that you need to go for purchase for these products for this given warehouses, right? It accordingly to warehouse. So you need not to worry that for which warehouse I need to purchase, for which I should not. So system will automatically, based on the calculations, it will give you the data that for these products, these should be the warehouses you should go for a purchase. Okay, so as I mentioned, there is an option to create the demand directly from the results we selected with the products. So that is something I have shown you based on this one. So the basic idea here is that I don't want to go out of stock, neither overstock, because that's a nightmare, right? Finally I am losing the money in any case if I'm going out of stock or I'm going overstock, because in any case my cash is blocked. So this module, right, we have the base, we are just strengthening this one and adding this practical example sometimes that, okay, why do I wait till the stock gets out of stock, right? So in advance we are trying to prepare the data and we try to generate the demand, and based on the demand we try to make a purchase order to the vendor. Now there's another case, automatic reorder process, that is the demand generation. Reordering is a process that helps you in identifying the actual stock demand for a given period, product and warehouse, and then to generate the purchase order from that achieved data that I've already shown to you. Also, reordering process helps you in accumulate the quantities from multiple warehouses to fulfill the supplier MOQ rule and place the purchase order. So as I said, that by accumulating data from 2 warehouses, I can place an order. My one warehouse might not be that capable of placing the order because I'm not fulfilling the MOQ for a vendor, but accumulating 2 warehouses, I might place an order to the vendor. Procurement process. Now, this is something that I said that for placing a purchase order, but as I said, this module gives you the detail for a product and a warehouse, that okay, for which given specific warehouse I'll be out of stock or overstock, anything. So in case that product is already there in some other warehouse, so system will tell you that okay, from 1st of October to 10th of October you are out of stock for warehouse 1, but in your warehouse 2, during that same period of time you will be having the stock. So instead of going for a purchase order, instead of spending the money, what you can do, you can just procure it from that warehouse. Just take the products from there, bring it over here. So system will tell you coming up from that, you don't need, you can even take it from other warehouse. The report data that I've shown you earlier, it shows you that detail. On this report itself, actually I'm not able to show you the full screenshot over here, that's been cut off. It shows you that for these dates, for which warehouse there will be a stock. So instead of a purchase order, you can easily procure it from there, right? So that was the procurement process. So basically, the idea behind this module is that we are getting the data well in advance, that for how many days I need to be there with my stock. And also by those 2 reports or the features, we are able to identify that for these dates, for this time period, you'll be out of stock, and these products you should buy, right? So I'm done with my presentation. Thank you very much. If any questions, you can just let me
know. Creation of the numbers that you're using to generate. So are you just completely looking at the sales data?
Sales data plus the incoming shipments. If an incoming shipment is coming up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. But if you're going to drive everything from one,
yeah, of course.
Then it's just purely sales analysis, for sure.
Sales analysis. You can say forecast sales. Even you can forecast the sales, and based on that you can get to that data.
Okay, so that's one question. Second question I have is that how have you built to handle the peaks and the troughs within that analysis?
Sorry?
How have you handled the peaks and the troughs of seasonal and actually overriding the process based on that sales analysis? Because there's a certain element that you have to bring into it to control the peaks and the troughs that's outside the system.
Yeah. So that is what I say, and that is something related to the forecast sales. you forecast it, but you can manipulate that data.
Yeah.
Say, basically, what we are doing is that we are forecasting. Okay, that okay, based on this one, this will be my figures. But you forecast it, but maybe based on your experience or anything, you can just manipulate that data. So you are manipulating the demand, that system has or the module has given you, right? So based on that demand, you can change that demand.
Okay, but I didn't see any screen with that. I didn't see any screen. It's like in the algorithm or whatever they use.
Yeah, we can do something that we can meet. We can meet over here and we can discuss it. Definitely. Yeah.
This system solving the problem for overstock and out of stock from my warehouse, right?
Yeah.
By data, and I determine this data according to the minimum quantity for in the product. But he can solving the product come from the vendor. We come product from vendor, he become out of stock in the vendor already. Can solving this problem?
Might not be this time. Okay, I got your point that you are whether the vendor is out of stock, right? That's what you're saying. In that case, we even might need the data from vendor. This works particularly or specifically from your system. We might discuss this point. Yeah, I got your point that if the vendor is out of stock in that case. Anyone else? Yeah.
We have 40 points of sales and we deal with 400 companies. I can make a report every week that what we need from all the company for all the 40 point of sales, one time or one report. I can get this from the system.
Say that again, please.
So I have 40 points of sales.
40 point of sales.
Okay, they work, and I have a warehouse, and I have also I deal with 400 company or 400 vendors.
Okay. 400 vendors.
Yeah. At the end of the week or the month, I can get the report. I can know what I must order for all these. In one report.
Yeah. I mean, you treat. I think the gentleman said warehouse. That is good. Okay, you can get the report based on the warehouse. That okay, for this product, for this warehouse, you can order. It will show it to you. Yes.
Also, I can get a report to transfer between all the 40.
You mean which vendor?
Yeah, no vendor.
Okay.
Warehouse. I can get a report that this is overstock, this is out of stock.
Yeah,
so I must transfer. Between 40 points.
Yes, you can do those. That's the procurement that I explained last. Of course, that it will show you. And as I say that I'm not able to represent that part. That okay, it shows you for each day. It shows you each date for a given product. This date it is there for this warehouse. For this date it is not there. And finally, in parallel to that time period in which warehouse it is available, it will show you for that 40 warehouse that you're talking about.
That means I must search.
No.
I need a report. This warehouse number 1 must transfer this product to warehouse number.
Yes, I mean it gives you the data.
Yes.
And you need to do the transaction.
I need the report. I need to tell me that from the number 1 you transfer to all this.
Yeah.
Do you consider the leads